Brandon Swanson was on the phone with his parents. He was calm. He knew where he was. And then suddenly, the line went silent. That call would be the last time anyone ever heard from him. Brandon Swanson was never seen again. Brandon Swanson was a 19-year-old college student from Minnesota. By all accounts, he was responsible, well-liked, and close to his family. On the night of May 13, 2008, Brandon was driving home after celebrating the end of the school year with friends. It was supposed to be a normal drive, a familiar route, nothing unusual. But sometime after midnight, Brandon's car ended up in a ditch on a rural road. The car wasn't badly damaged. Brandon wasn't injured, and he did what many people would do. He called his parents. At around 1:15 a.m., Brandon reached his parents on his cell phone. He told them his car was stuck, but he was fine. He believed he was near the town of Lind, Minnesota. His parents immediately got into their car to come help him. They stayed on the phone with Brandon as they drove, trying to locate him. But something didn't add up. Despite driving around the area Brandon described, they couldn't find him. No headlights, no car, no sign of Brandon. Brandon insisted he could see the lights of a nearby town. He was confident he knew where he was, but according to cell phone records, Brandon was actually miles away from where he thought he was. As time passed, Brandon decided to leave his car and walk toward what he believed were town lights. He stayed on the phone with his parents while walking through the dark countryside. They could hear him walking. They could hear his footsteps. They could hear his voice. At one point, Brandon mentioned obstacles in his path. He said he might be walking through water, possibly a river or a creek. His parents grew increasingly worried. Then, at approximately 1:54 a.m., Brandon suddenly shouted one word. "Oh shit," and the call ended. Brandon never answered his phone again. His parents immediately called 911. Police arrived at the area where Brandon's car was later found, near Porter, Minnesota, not Linde. The car was locked. The keys were inside. There were no signs of a struggle. Search teams combed the area for days, then weeks, then months. They searched fields, rivers, ditches, and abandoned buildings. Nothing. No clothing, no body, no phone. Brandon Swanson had vanished without a trace. Over the years, many theories have emerged. Some believe Brandon may have fallen into a river or body of water and was never recovered. Others believe he may have been injured and succumbed to the elements. There are also questions about whether he encountered someone that night. But there is no evidence to confirm any of these possibilities. What makes this case especially disturbing is how close help was. His parents were actively searching for him while speaking to him on the phone. They were out there at the same time, but somehow missed him. Why was Brandon so certain he was near Lindy when he wasn't? What did he see in the darkness that made him say those final words? And how can someone simply disappear while talking to their family on the phone? To this day, Brandon Swanson remains missing. Cases like this remind us how fragile ordinary moments can be. One normal night, one normal drive, and a mystery that has never been solved. What do you think happened to Brandon Swanson?